Welcome back to the Bickle Bros podcast. I'm your co-host Blake,
I'm your co-host, Nick. How are you
and
doing today, Blake?
boy, do we have a show for you guys today.
It's good.
Nick, I've been doing pretty good. I've been doing pretty good. I'm a little stretched thin. We're doing this one way late at night, midnight to be in fact. East Coast time. Midnight, and we've been really stretched thin on our schedules, and just everyone just wants like a little piece of the Bickle Bros, but that's okay, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. We are recording this way later than we probably should have, but we're vibing.
No, absolutely, we're vibing, and you're vibing with us, even if this conversation seems a little one-sided.
Okay, so we wanted to come at you guys today. This was suggested by my boy Jake. Shout out to my boy Jake.
Shout out, boy Jake.
Shout out boy Jake. Is that we should do a hot take episode.
A hot take episode. Nick, did I hear you right? You said, what'd you say?
Hot takes.
Hot takes. Hot, jumping out to grease.
Okay, so Blake, I hear that you're a man of many hot takes from outlet sources. Um, do you have a hot take for us that you can throw at me? I want to hear it. I want to.
A hot take. I like that little intro there. I like that little intro that I'm a man of many hot takes because quite honestly, I am a man of many hot takes, and truthfully is you know there are a lot of things that I think are really cool, and there's a lot of things that I think that aren't really cool. I think that that's the beauty. The beauty's in the subjectivity of life. You know what I mean? That there's no one collective truth for any of this. For any of us, living in this secular society. So, um, as we journey, we're gonna find that a lot of people have a lot of opinions, and that's okay because it's America, right? Um, so my hot take for you, Nick:
Let me hear it.
people are underrated, and that's a hot take.
I don't know how to take that. Do you want to
You don't know how
expand
to take a
upon
hot
that?
take?
I want. I
People
want to.
are underrated, and
What
that's
do
a
you
hot take.
What do you mean by that?
Just like people in general, like life is really, really hard.
Preaching.
Life is really, really hard, and we don't recognize that. And a lot of the times we just we take people for granted, and I think that we don't realize that people are underrated. Like my neighbor Joe. I don't talk to my neighbor Joe, but Joe, Joe doing all right.
So like you're saying in a sense of the fact that like people are people and like I think sometimes we just pass them by and we're like, oh, they're just a number, like they're just another person. Like, but people though, they
Yeah.
have their own lives. They're not all of them are all cruel, evil people. Like they have their own lives. We're all unique, and it feels a
Uh,
little bit special. And I think we take for granted the fact that like that's the case actually. I mean, is that what you're saying? I feel like
yeah,
that's what
yeah,
you're
no,
saying.
that's exactly what I was saying. Not really the whole part of human nature, evil or good, but I mean,
I mean, I get more of that. I feel like we take for granted a lot of the facts. The fact that we do have um, that there's people around us, and we're just like, oh, okay, and like we look at them and like, oh, they're just another number, you know. Yeah, I get behind that. I get behind that. Um, I feel like that's not something people think about though a ton. Um, um, I,
as we're talking about how underrated people are, I shared a video with my fellow co-host, a picture of a boy from my high school dancing in the locker room. And it was full of energy and passion and hip swaying and neck turning. So you can very clearly tell that he had experience in the that field of dancing. So it's just those things that you really you it's easy to say people are underrated, but when you see something like that, you're like,
Man, people.
people are underrated.
Anytime I pass by somebody now, I'm gonna be like, man, they're underrated, man. Whew. The hips don't lie, man. Hips don't lie. I'm a, I'm gonna throw a hot take on you.
You're gonna throw a hot take on me?
I know one of our viewers not gonna like this hot take at all. Um, but that's what
TikTok
it's.
overrated.
This is not. I was not going there, but we can get to
Okay,
that later.
get to that later.
Chick-fil-A fries suck.
They do suck.
Thank you, thank you.
They do
Someone who
suck.
agrees. But
You
it
don't
seems
go to Chick-fil-A for the fries though.
there's people that do. That's the thing. People love their fries. People will passionately argue they are the best fries.
They're not the best fries.
No, they get cold way too fast.
Way too quick, and then they always give me the hiccups. Always give me the hiccups.
I, yeah.
Dude,
They're also too potatoey.
yeah, they have too much potato skin on them.
Hmm. And
You
you
know?
also get like the ends of the potato, like three of
Yeah,
them each thing.
yeah.
Like they
And
use a
they're
half.
mushy. They're mushy.
Yeah.
Real chewy.
And if you're not eating them first before your sandwich, uh, they will be cold and they will
So
be
now,
like,
that we got that out of the way, and clearly there's no objections to this. Nick,
mm,
what kind of fry guy are you? Are you a skinny fry guy? Are you a chunky fry guy?
I'm a skinny fry guy. I mean, when you look at me, think, man, he's a skinny fry.
He is a
Uh,
skinny fry.
but like skinny fries all the way. There's like string fries, but I'm not about those. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, okay. That's like the scale. That's like one is the string fry, and then
Tens,
um ten
Chick-fil-A.
steak fry. 10 steak fry.
Hmm. I'm
Chick-fil-A
more
is
of like I'm
probably
like a
like a 7,
yeah, I'm like a three.
a
What are you?
3. I'm probably more of like a 5 or a 4.
So is that like a Wendy's or is that like a
A 4 I think is Wendy's.
okay? Okay, I can get behind that.
So, yeah.
I think a good curly fries though are pretty good. I
Ooh,
love
you know
Jack.
what? You know what? I take that back. 10 is potato wedges. 9 is steak fries.
That's right. You're right. You're right. Are you a potato wedge type of guy?
I can go ham on a potato wedge. I can dive into a potato wedge.
Okay. Okay.
But whenever I'm eating potato wedges, I'm always like really hungry. So I think
Mhm.
that it's a little bit of that.
Okay. So what do you count hash browns as?
Hash browns. Ooh. Hash browns are probably a 5.
Okay. Well, I guess there's. So we have our
Wait.
cafeteria. We're
Okay,
talking
wait.
like
Are you talking about what kind of hash browns are you talking about? Are you talking about, I mean, like, okay, hash browns are probably, I thought you were talking about tater tots. I'm sorry.
okay. I guess like well, there's different type of hash browns. I'm thinking of like scrambled hash browns. I guess they're more of like a one because they're pretty much like
Yeah,
string.
they're pretty much the string.
But I guess tater tots
But
like some tater.
there's a lot of, here's the thing though, there's a lot of potato with hash browns too.
That's true. That's very true. Um.
Because when you eat a hash brown, you're not eating it individually like string. Like it's one collective.
Okay.
It's one entity, that hash brown. You know what I mean? It's not
Yeah.
like French fries. It's like one giant fry.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with that, but it's not thick. That's the thing. Is it's not thick.
But
And you
it it's wide. It is wide.
but you also like scramble it up and you like throw it in your eggs or you throw it in like your sandwich type of
Well,
thing.
I mean, what if you're like, okay, so it has that kind of diversity, I guess. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But I mean, okay, and you did bring up a good point. So are we talking about the school cafeteria like McDonald's hash brown? Are we talking about like
Ooh.
IHOP hash browns? You know what I mean?
I guess I'm thinking of like IHOP hash browns. I'm
Okay,
not
that's
thinking
what I
of
was
like
thinking of too. Okay.
McDonald's hash browns. That's a 10. I mean, that boy is thick. That
That boy
boy is wide. That boy is
that
everything.
that boy is basically a potato wedge tater tot.
Pretty much, yeah. Um, but I'm thinking of more like the stringy kind.
Yeah, I think that the advantage to having something like this, there is a lot of diversity with the stringy kind of hash brown because you could like that could easily be a 10, you know what I mean, if you threw
Yeah.
them together and you but there is maneuverability, and so I think that you can scale that down pretty easily. And
Hmm.
like you know, if you wanted to do both sides of the hash brown, you know, then it very quickly, you know, becomes, you know, way less and less potatoy, you know what I mean, and more fry.
So what does that make Sonic's tater tots? Is that just like a seven
Sonic
point?
tater tots. I think that we put tater tots in the middle, didn't we?
Are they thicker than a Win? I mean, they're a lot thicker than a Wendy's fry, and I can
Yeah,
argue they're
Wendy's are
thicker.
like so Wendy's is 4, tater tots are 5.
Saying the Sonic tater tots are thicker
Or wait,
than chick
okay, so we
steak
have
fries and
steak fries. No, okay, we have wedges, steak fries, Chick-fil-A.
mm,
Or should Chick-fil-A be 7?
there. I think it's seven. I think there's a little
7.
bit more you can go in between.
There's more in between. But where is the in between?
I think there's just some like natural like there's thicker fries, or
I think that
maybe more potato than it is fry ratio.
the potato to fry ratio. I think that
Yeah,
that's an interesting analytic that you brought up, and I would love to dive in deeper into that. And I think that there'd be a fun video of me and you riding around just picking up French fries and gathering collective data like you know, height, width, you know,
hey,
those types of
I
things.
am coming back to college about 2 weeks earlier, so I know what we're doing on our free time.
We are getting swifty.
Swifty,
Oh
everyone, be
gosh.
get ready.
Rick and Morty's back May 3rd.
Oh, oh,
Oh my gosh. That's so soon. That's so soon. That's like,
literally like 3 days.
yeah, I know. 2 days.
Well, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Blake, one more question on these fries here. Sweet potato fries.
Ooh.
Say yes or no for you.
I like I like sweet potato fries.
You're a good man. You're a good
I like
man.
sweet potato fries.
I,
I
I
mean,
will taste. Yeah.
I'm not like a complete fan, like head over heels for a sweet potato. I mean, I'm not gonna, you know, say no if someone puts one in my face, though. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And I think that that's largely my approach to a lot of food. And maybe that's where I get my passion for baking.
Yeah.
But I think that I mean you can't do that. You know what I mean? Like you got to try food once, otherwise, you know, what do you know? You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Actually, you got to try it multiple times in your life because I used to not like onions, but now I like onions.
You know, I think that's fair. That's fair. Do you like onion rings?
Love onion rings.
Okay.
Are onion rings onion fries?
No.
No.
I mean they are onion fries because they're just fried onions.
Okay, then let me throw this at you. The blooming onion from Outback Steakhouse. Where does that fit in on our
Oh,
scale?
I gotta
We've
look this up.
classified. Now that we've classified um, onion rings as fries, Where does the blooming onion fit in?
Oh, those are those. Oh,
This is very important.
crap. This is tough.
We're gonna have to move everything back down.
Honestly, this goes to three or four.
That's a 3 or 4.
I'd say it's a four or five actually, because it looks to have a very high fried ratio to like onion.
Are you wait, hold up. Are you considering the whole onion?
No, I'm considering like
The
if I were to take one part out of this and
okay.
examine it singularly, yeah, there's a lot of fry to not as much onion.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point that was made. So now that we is all fried food just a version of French fries?
I think they're a version of fries.
A version of fries. Ooh,
I think so.
where do
I
corn dogs
think it's a hot take right there we just made.
where do corn dogs fit in?
They're, those boys are like 15.
15. Now we've increased the scale. Oh my goodness.
Dude, we're on that level right here.
Deep fried Oreos.
That's a 12. Actually, that might go with the wedges. That might go with the wedges actually.
That might go with wedges, yeah, because it is kind of a thin. You can't put that in for too long. Mm.
So what about fried ice cream?
Fried ice cream. What do you think? 4, 5?
Ooh, interesting. This is a 6.
You're thinking 6. Thinking 6. I like it at 6.
What about a Twinkie? Because a Twinkie.
A deep well, a
Well, no,
twink.
just a Twinkie, just a Twinkie. Because a Twinkie is technically just like fried.
Is it? Is it really?
So, yeah, Twinkies are fried. I think
Really?
Twinkies
We're gonna
fried.
have to get
Question.
confirmation on that.
I'm pretty sure they're fried.
We're gonna hold off.
Out here for a little bit of research if my internet would go a little bit faster.
That's why I always use DuckDuckGo for all my search and go preferences.
Not sponsored. So, yeah, it looks like they're fried on my.
Then I would probably put a Twinkie in at 9.
Okay, okay.
What would you
Because they
say?
are all fried, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean they have a very, it's like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I'm gonna deviate off of this question here a little bit of the hot take question, and we got a special request. Turns out he was actually in my room for beach reach. Your room buddies there. Anyway, the point is, he says, I would love to hear your perspectives on what car color is the best, depending on the type of the car.
Depending on the type of the car. So types of cars like sedan,
Truck
SUV, truck. Okay.
or
Um,
luxury car.
luxury. Okay, what is well, now we have to define luxury.
I think luxury. I think of like a good, a Lincoln, nice Lincoln.
A nice
Um, I mean a Rolls Royce, of course.
of course.
Um, but I think of when I think of luxury cars, or just like is a Mercedes Benz count as luxury?
I mean, you threw Lincoln in there. I think I count Mercedes.
Okay. Um,
I mean, I think it's classified like any if you're spending over 40 or $50,000 on a car, then it's
mm,
luxury
okay.
at that point. So I mean, you like Tesla, I guess, is luxury. So I mean, you get a
Yeah,
lot.
Tesla's luxury.
Have you ever sat in a Tesla?
I haven't. I really want to though.
Dude, dude, oh my gosh. It is. You you say that, but it really kind of is luxury. You know what I mean?
Okay. Okay. I'll keep your word on it. I guess. I mean, I guess so. I guess. Okay. So back to the colors question.
Okay,
Let's look at
colors.
luxury cars. What is like the best color to have for a luxury car?
A luxury car. I just want it to be blacked out on a luxury car.
Really? Like just black,
Yeah,
like black.
blacked out. I mean, maybe like chrome rims or something like that. You know what I mean? Just, I mean, like a nice little outline. Make it, pop. You know what I mean?
I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Okay. Okay. I'd agree with that. I think in some instances a nice clean white with a little bit of gold in there.
Okay.
It's like
And here's this.
that.
Okay. Here's a hot take on that car perspective. For a sport car, like like a sport car,
A
I
sports
want to
car.
see it in red. I want to see it in that red.
You want it to be bold. You don't want.
I want it red. You know what I mean?
Okay. Okay. Is that the best color?
Like Ferrari red. You know what I mean?
Okay. 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 I'd agree with that. I think the best color. And maybe it's not. I don't know if this answers the question, but a color that stands out. Because I don't want to see black on a sports car. Like I want to see like a nice maroon or like a light blue. Ooh, a light blue can look nice. Um, I'd agree with the red.
But then here's like the other thing. Like you wouldn't want it to be like neon pink. You know what I mean? Like you see like
Yeah.
Lamborghinis and stuff like that, and they do like the neon colorways. I'm like, you have to be a millionaire to own that car. Just, like
Yeah.
you have that kind of taste. I don't know. It's like, why even be a millionaire?
I'd agree with that. I think it's not all. Ooh, I'm looking at pictures right now. Sports cars that are purple. They look clean, like a dirty,
Purple?
deep purple.
Oh, okay. Okay. I think that a Ferrari would actually look pretty good in purple. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Ooh, that's clean. That's clean. That's clean. Okay. Now the big question is SUV. What you put in an SUV? The
Ooh,
mom,
SUV?
the mom van, the soccer mom van.
The soccer mom. I want to do white. White all the way.
White. Why? Oh,
White.
why white? I think
Why
I
white?
don't think that works.
There's there's something about it that just screams like I have 4 children and all of them are active in a sport. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
I agree with that. I feel like gray defines that though.
Gray. You think gray?
I see them like gray, like they don't want black, but they want something a little bit lighter, but gray because like their car keeps getting dirty because they're always going to parks and they're always going to, you know what I'm saying? If it's white, they always are cleaning the car.
Hmm. Mm-hmm. What about now this is what are your this is hopping from the SUV question, but what are your opinions on like chrome all the way?
Like on the paint job, like everything.
Everything.
I I like it. I think it works with specific colors and specific cars.
Hmm.
I think you have to go with a very luxury look or like a very sportsy look. But like you're not doing it on my Jetta, you know. You're not doing it on your Civic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to the end of the day, for the old, average Joe sedan, what color are you picking, Nick?
The old sedan for just sedans.
For sedans.
When I see a sedan, um, I feel like it can't be. It's a nice gray. I think a
A
clean
gray,
white. Clean white is nice.
clean white.
Clean white. Um,
I think that
I
you
hate
can definitely
navies.
like step out of like
The
no. the boring colors. Like you can
Yeah,
get like blue, and you can get, oh
I
no,
hate blue.
you hate blue.
I hate blues. Just like the deep, like the darker
When I
blue.
see a green car, I want to like, ugh, I want to put nails on a chalkboard. You know what I mean? I don't want to see a green car on the road. It's or like a yellow car. If I see a
Yeah,
yellow car, I'm like, oh, what are you doing?
tan cars are disgusting as well.
You must have gotten like a great deal on that car.
I've heard many cases of where like people can get it like $4,000 or $5,000 cheaper.
For what?
Yeah,
That might be worth it.
that's what I'm saying. Like, I really don't care. No, I think your insurance bumps up a little bit, actually,
Oh, for yellow?
for just colors that aren't like the standard colors.
Oh, for real? Because
Stand out more, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know. Those actuaries are like mind-boggling what they do, you know what I mean? All those calculations
I,
to
dude,
assess risk.
so that's okay. So when I came into the school, right, my first major was statistics, right? And the lady that I was talking to, um, she was like, "What do you want to do with that?" And I was like, "Honestly, I have no clue." But like, I didn't want to admit like sports, right? Because that's what I want to go into. Because like at the time, I was like, "No, I can't admit that. That's just weird, right?" So I was like, "I don't know." She's like, "You should do actuarial work." Bro, the first thing she recommended was going into like life insurance actuary work.
Oh,
So working with dead people and like old people. I'm like, I'm not doing that.
hey, don't say that only old people buy life insurance. I just bought life insurance.
Did you really?
I did. I bought whole life insurance.
Well,
And so while me and Nick, we have to get some things out of the way. We're mentioning this. We're not selling any securities. We're not giving any advice on buying anything like that. This is purely just a conversation between me and Nick that you walked into. But anyway, now that we got that out of the way, I did in fact buy whole life insurance. Um, and so the reason why I wanted to do it is because I mean, like, funerals, I mean, they cost a lot of money. And it's not something that you want to think about. But, you have to think about it. And so when, I don't know, like, everyone knows, someday that they're going to die, right? But nobody knows when they're going to die.
facts.
So I wanted to buy a life insurance policy, and I knew that I didn't want to buy a term life policy because it would eventually expire at the end of the term. So I chose to buy a whole life insurance policy because I knew that it would stay with me for my entire life and that the premium would never change. And that's something that I valued a whole lot. And so the key with buying whole life insurance is that you want to do it when you're younger. Like you wouldn't want to buy whole life insurance when you're, 70 or something like that. That would it'd be crazy expensive. But just because you pay you can eventually borrow from it. And then like here's the thing, if you don't die, which is nice, if you don't die, then you can actually like that's actually your money. You know what I mean? You can actually have that money and you can borrow from it and you don't have to pay it back. And so that's something that's actually really attractive for me because I mean, you're not throwing money away into like term life, if that makes sense.
That's good.
Um, so I mean, it's not, a liability or a debt. It's an asset eventually.
Okay. Okay, I see. I see. You say it's attractive. So
Yeah.
like ladies out there, if you're into Blake, buy some whole life insurance policies and you
You
got yourself
have to
Blake.
get a life insurance policy. No, absolutely not.
I'm definitely gonna if they ask about you, I'll just say buy that and go talk to him. He's
Yeah, yeah.
for it.
But basically, so it costs. It cost me, because I'm 18, like $180 annually for that life insurance policy.
Okay.
It's like $25,000. And so like if you divide that, by 12, that's 15. So it's like $15 a month. And so, I'm gonna pay $180. That premium's never gonna change annually. So 180 times, 60 or something like that. That's $10,000, $10,800 that I'm gonna spend after 60 years, and I'm gonna have a $25,000 value on that. So I mean, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I see you.
Oh
My,
well,
my
that's just my
guy's out here. He's big brain out here. I see you. I see
it's just my 2 cents.
you. Okay, I see you. I see you. I think you're investing smart. Would you invest in the small market, this stock market right now?
No, because it's not smart to invest in the stock market right now.
You say
There,
that.
there's just too much uncertainty. And while we're not recommending any exchange in securities and we're not selling any securities, I will say we're not recommending that you do or buy anything, but we are saying, I am saying to Nick that I mean there's definitely like it's a changing market. It's a stock market. Um, and if it was easy to read, then everyone would be a millionaire. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. I mean that makes sense. But like, I think some can make the argument that um, that if you invested it now, and in like 2 years from now, it's gonna be back to normal.
Okay, you could definitely do that, but here's the other thing.
Yes.
Here's what you have to consider. So, all of the companies that you would want to invest in right now are doing really good right now. And that's because, like, what? Like, Walmart it just had like their best quarter that they've had in a while. Amazon's doing really well. Netflix is doing very well. Spotify is doing very well. Hulu's doing very well, but that's largely because a lot of people are buying a lot of things, scared for their life, staying at home. And so that stuff's going to change in a few months. And with regards to that, those stock prices are also going to change. And so while you should never buy and sell stocks in the short term, you should always, when you're investing in a security, want to think 5 years from now. That's something that Warren Buffett said. Always think 5 years in the future. Like, you're not going to have a stock for 5 years. Don't have it at all.
Mm.
Um, so you're playing the long game, but you also know how you also need to know when to sell and you need to know when to buy in. And so you're right when you say like you need to buy when it's low and now it's very clearly low, but there's a lot of risk in that because the prices are low, and what you're going to find is companies will fall from this. There's like a lot of like people are really concerned, like there's not enough government loans to stretch through this economic thing, like the small business package loan. Like, people took that. It went away in like 2 weeks or something like that, and so they
Mm.
just approved another small business loan, and it's like this whole ordeal. And like there's a lot of companies that are seeing a lot of promise. Like Tesla just had their first quarterly profit for the first time, and so you see stuff like that and you're like, that's really cool, because Tesla's like a company that has been recording a negative loss for the past 4 years. So when they're making a profit out of all of this, and manufacturers like Ford and all of them are doing really poorly right now, you see that as like a good sign. But you don't know how long this is going to last or what we're going to look like when we're out of it. Are we going to go back to normal? Is new industries going to rise, or are they going to fall? And you see that in stuff like Universal completely skipping the theatrical release of Trolls 2 and just sending it um straight to online sale, and so they saw 5 million, um, 5 million people bought Trolls 2, and so that was in the first 3 weeks, and that was $100 million for them. And so they get 80% of $100 million um, through all that, and they have to split it 50-50 with the theaters when they share it with the theaters in theatrical release. And so they're seeing that they make more money when they do it online. And so you're saying, well, like what's going to happen with movie theaters and online watching and stuff like that. And I mean, of course, I'm not suggesting that we're going to see a fall of this movie industry because, I mean, honestly, I don't see movies going away for a little while, but we are going to see a change. That definitely says that we're going to see change. And I think that means that we're going to see more movies and more movie studios skipping the theatrical release. But that's not to say that we're going to go away with the theatrical release altogether.
Okay.
Anyway, Nick, you should not have brought in the stock market into this.
So we have gone from hot takes to cars to life insurance to the stock market on this incredible episode. I wanna end in a hot take here. I don't know if it's how much of a hot take it is, but I'm gonna say here is that Christmas is nowhere near the best holiday.
What?
Yeah.
No, Nick, I'm hanging up on that. I'm hanging up on that. Nick, you can't. Nick, I'm hanging up. Goodbye, Nick. Goodbye, Nick.
Okay. I want you to hear me out, okay?
I don't want to hear you out, Nick.
No. Okay, I'm not saying it's a bad holiday at all. It's still a great holiday, right? But I
Would
think
be better than Christmas.
I think it's overhyped.
Give me your favorite holiday then, if it's not Christmas.
Thanks. It's not even close.
What do you mean it's not even? Thanksgiving's like literally the worst time of year.
I love it.
Thanksgiving's terrible. It has terrible food. You're around people that you don't really even completely like. You have to go see like your great aunt's cousins, extended relative, whatever, married cousins, fishes, nephews, nieces, brothers, uncle. You know what I mean? And you're like, I don't even know this guy. I've seen this guy only once before at Thanksgiving. Like it's I don't know. That's my version of Thanksgiving. I don't like it. And then here's the thing, you have to eat dinner with them. You have to hear them talk. You're like, you don't think about what you're saying. You need to think before you talk.
Okay. I guess I set you off there. Okay. I just want to present my case since I threw that out there. I threw that bone out there for like to hate me with now. I grew up with a great Thanksgiving. I had it with some family friends that I've always had, so I've always enjoyed it. But the reason I'm saying for Christmas is I think the only reason I think it is oversaturated nowadays. I mean nowadays, especially the last couple of years, with the it's almost is starting before Thanksgiving nowadays, where there's like Christmas music starting before. You're already seeing decorations getting put up, like legit. In my neighborhood, there was Christmas decorations when I came home from college for Thanksgiving break. That
Okay.
shouldn't be happening.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
It's very oversaturated, and I think it's also you're out of school, and I think if you take that out of the equation, and maybe that's not right, but the fact is that is really what makes it better for so many people our age is the fact that you're out of school.
So you're saying
it's not the holiday. It's not the holiday. It's the fact that we're not in school. I'm saying that it's oversaturated. I'm saying that it's those are pretty much my main two arguments there.
Okay, so your main grievance is the commercialized part of Christmas where people are like hanging up lights, like, oh, my neighbor Billy Bob's doing it, I better do it. You know what I mean? and like the Black Friday sale happening literally on Thanksgiving. You know what I mean? And like
I
Black
don't.
Friday is like the season of Thanksgiving. It's like the start of Thanksgiving. So I know what you're saying. That
I
it's
don't.
too long, it's too big, and it
Yeah.
doesn't. It's not to the point of what Christmas is. I know what you're saying.
I'll say that. Yes, I think that's a better way,
Okay.
a better executed way of saying it is that I think whenever I was younger, it was pretty much like December 10th, 8th through 10th is really when it felt like it started ramping up.
Hmm.
Or like right when you got out of last couple of days of your semester in school, you were like, oh, it's almost Christmas break, and then you get those like 2 weeks, week and a half till Christmas, and those were like that was the bomb right there. Now it's like it, in the middle of November, people are putting up stuff. I'm starting to hear Christmas music. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
at our school, we had a Christmas tree up before, like at the first week of November. I kid you not. That's
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Is that I feel like we have almost oversaturated it to the point now to where it doesn't feel as special. And it feels like a month-long event than it does of like a week-long event. And I think it's somewhat ruined the occasion.
I see what you're saying. And I think that you mentioned that Christmas kind of starts, after Halloween, like right after Halloween. And I think that because, Thanksgiving's, your favorite holiday, you kind of feel like, Thanksgiving just kind of gets overshadowed by, that giant Christmas. And, and it was wrong of me to jump to conclusions and to be so brash in denouncing Thanksgiving, but you know what? You're largely right. Thanksgiving, besides buying turkeys, is been is really one of the last holidays that you can't really commercialize. So I think that there is this beauty in Thanksgiving. Wow, beauty in the turkey.
Beauty and the beauty and the turkey. Preach it. Hallelujah. Uh, yeah, that's my case there. And I get people don't have like their families influence it a ton, so like it's sort of hard to say, and it's a very like a subjective thing there, is because it's so much based off of like people's families.
Yeah.
And I think that determines a lot of it. Uh, but I guess that's how I've seen it, and the fact that like Christmas is sort of like you open your presents and then it sort of feels like it's done. That's how I've always been. It's like we open up presents, maybe have a dinner, but like a lot of times it's been like open up presents and our parents are like, eat whatever. And we have leftovers, do whatever. And like as soon as it's over, it's like, oh, okay, well, we're done. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah. I know what you're saying.
it definitely means a ton to other people. Maybe it's just where I am, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. I don't know. There definitely is. Like I think that when corporate America stuck their foot in the door for national holodays and stuff like that, that I don't know, just like a little piece of it got lost.
mm.
Like Voldemort and the Holocaust. You know what I mean? That
Right now we're on
just
his fifth
that
Holocaust.
yeah, just a little bit of that soul's been sucked away, and it is sad because it just gets like less and less recognizable. You know, Tom Riddle to Voldemort. You know what I mean? That's like a perfect analogy right there. Like Tom Riddle was just a little boy, and Voldemort was a monster.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. It's a
Uh,
good analogy. Also, New Year's Eve and New Year's suck.
you
It's,
don't like New Year's? I don't like New Year's like the season. You know what I mean? Like that first month.
yeah, or that like what is it like the week after Christmas to like a week after New
Yeah,
Year's?
it's just like such an awkward period.
Yeah, because you're out of school, you're done with Christmas, so you're like, oh, no
Yeah.
more like Christmas spirit, and then like at the week after, you're just getting ready for the second semester of school.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot about that. Well, I think that, that's our time for today.
It is, yeah. It
But
is. We
we'd love to hear your hot takes on Instagram and YouTube in the comments and on Spotify.
absolutely, and give us suggestions if you have anything.
For feel free to DM us. We love to talk to people. We understand that people aren't listening to podcasts as much as they used to, and there's
Yeah,
a largely saturated market. But we love what we do, and we're gonna keep on be do be do.
doobie doobie doo bah. And we'll see y'all later. Bye.